9:59, and we start this hour on Spectrum Bay News 9 with some breaking news. Former financier Bernie Madoff, he's died in federal prison, and we're learning that he died from natural causes. You may remember Madoff was sentenced to 150 years behind bars. Well, the officer involved shooting of a 20-year-old black man Sunday night in a city near Minneapolis already having effect on the ongoing Derek Chauvin trial. Chauvin's defense team called for jurors to be sequestered immediately due to the shooting. Attorney Eric Nelson argued the incident and the clashes between protesters and police that followed could influence the jury's ability to decide the case. New today, as the city of St. Petersburg considers the proposals for the new Tropicana field site, residents can also give their input about how they think that site should be redeveloped. Spectrum Bay News 9's Melissa Eichmann joins us live from St. Petersburg to tell us how you can do that. Melissa, now on Spectrum Bay News 9, an emergency meeting this afternoon about the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. What CDC officials need to figure out before deciding if the vaccine is good to go for use here in the U.S. President Joe Biden is going to be announcing his plan for withdrawing troops from Afghanistan. The significant date for when the thousands of troops still there will be back home. It is 11:59, and we've got some breaking news for you right now out of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. The video you're looking at right now is live video with a press conference from the mayor of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, having some new developments on the fatal shooting of Daunte Wright in Brooklyn Center. Today, the mayor, who you're looking at right now, he just said that the police chief, Tim Gannon, has resigned. The coronavirus strain first discovered in the UK is now the dominant strain here in the U.S. What we're learning about how it spreads and the severity of the symptoms, that's coming up in today's Health Headlines. Doing great. All right, there's going to be 11 races on the St. Pete Grand Prix weekend. Tell us about some of the races other than the main race. What's going to be happening with those races?
So basically, all the feeder races or the support races that go into the weekend, you'll see a lot of the ladder system that goes into IndyCar. So
the CDC committee is holding an emergency meeting to discuss the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. We're going to go in depth with our national health reporter, Aaron Billups, about what we can expect from the meeting and the potential impact from all this. That's coming up next on Spectrum Bay News 9. There are now plans to permanently shut down that Piney Point facility due to the recent wastewater breach. The governor making the announcement late this morning. As of Friday, there haven't been any discharges to Port Manatee, but the Department of Environmental Protection had previously pumped millions of gallons of contaminated water into the bay. Spectrum Bay News 9's Gabrielle Arzola was at that news conference held at Piney Point, and she's on scene in Manatee County now with the latest. And good afternoon, I'm Rick Elmhorst. Thank you so much for watching Spectrum Bay News 9 on this Tuesday afternoon. This is your news weather now. 11:59, time to check in live with meteorologist Nick Marianos. It's a bill that Florida state Republicans say provides guardrails to prevent anybody from gaming the system in the future.
I can look you in the eye and tell you our motivation, my motivation, is to protect votes, to protect ballot boxes with ballots inside from being destroyed, any ballot, Republican or Democrat.
The new bill takes aim at mail-in voting by limiting ballot drop boxes. It also mandates that people who want to vote by mail request a ballot every year, twice as often as they're required to do now.
We're also going to continue with voter ID, which is very, very important to make sure that you are who you say you are. And we're also going to make sure that we don't have ballot harvesting.
Florida's not the only state implementing new laws aimed at mail-in or absentee ballots. In March, Georgia passed its own bill with many of the same provisions. Georgia's law also makes it illegal to hand out food or water near polling places. Democrats and voting rights groups say election security is a farce by Republicans and that the real endgame is disenfranchising working class and minority voters who are less likely to have a photo ID.
You have to answer for putting a bill forth that suppress voters in this state.
According to the Brennan Center for Justice at New York University, 361 bills with provisions that restrict voting have been introduced in 47 states as of March 24th. To date, laws in Georgia, Iowa, Arizona, Utah, and now Florida have passed. Rick Elmhorst, Spectrum News.